Welcome back to the ranch. Today we're going to talk about procrastination and how I should have had that plow on that CUB Cadet months ago. But now it's supposed to snow tomorrow and I haven't even started. So we're going to get started by procrastinating, and I'm going to set up my new Matco toolbox. Okay, so it is getting cold. I don't really need to get that plow on that CUB Cadet, but I want to. I have a snowblower, which I do need to get the fuel tank back on before tomorrow, before it starts snowing. But I'd also like to mess around with that CUB Cadet and get that plow on and see if I can shove some snow with it. So in the meantime, though, I have been in the market for one of these toolboxes for a while, so I want to get this thing set up. Basically, with my setup in here, I don't have a ton of room to work in there with the cars in there, so I typically work in the driveway, and I'm constantly taking tools from my back cabinet outside, laying them on the ground, and so on and so forth. So I wanted a rolling toolbox that I could just keep like my main tools in and work out of this in the driveway. I really wanted one that had the, you know, like the sliding top, but I settled for the flip top. Oh man, I really haven't looked at this thing yet, and I didn't see. I bought this in the dark, so I didn't really flip it open or anything. But hot damn, that is a large monster sticker. So we're going to start with taking the monster stickers off. You know, they don't add any horsepower to this thing. So we'll start by cleaning this up, getting it set up, and then I'll move on to getting the plow on that CUB Cadet over there. So it is a fairly nice box. I mean, it's older. I didn't necessarily want a Snap-on or a Mac or Matco or whatever, but I was poking around for them just because I knew they'd be a little more you know, stout, if you will. For all I know, this was a Hobo Freight special, and they slapped a couple badges on it. But we'll look at it, look it over, clean it up, and you know, from what I could tell, it was, you know, pretty sturdy. You know, nice casters and everything, rolls nice. So, so it should be a nice toolbox for me for what I need it for. So we'll get into that and clean it up, and then throw some tools in it. Nice little cotter key, probably use that for something else. Alright, let's get some of these stickers off. You'd be surprised to learn, guys, that you can add horsepower to toolboxes. So, monster stickers, you can see this one down here. If you can't see that one, you could see this one. More monster golf. SCT, that's a good one. Tune in the toolbox.
Man, you should be going to MIT or something.
Yeah, they just look like shit. So we'll get these off of here. One for the sticker, one for my hand. get this off here. They actually put this monster sticker over 2 other stickers. That's some dedication, baby.
Now, do you know what a MILF is?
Yes.
That's on the box. MILFs, dig it, and you will too.
Sticker reveal number 1. ITP. Let me know what that one is. I don't know. Clutch components. Kingston. I don't know how I missed this one, but you can barely see it under this one, but the good old classic Fox. Woo! Call me crazy, but that one smelled like Axe body spray coming off. Oh, what in the devil? Henry, why you do this to me? Load on Sunday, shoot all week long. Only in America. Alright, I got it all cleaned up. And I don't know if I mentioned, but I got this for 125 bones. So I was a little worried that it wasn't an actual Matco box, because if I want to spend $125 on a Harbor Freight one, I can just do that and it'll be new. But I did notice it does have a serial tag back here. So there is that. And I also just noticed I have another sticker to get rid of. But so that's nice, at least I got that. But I'm gonna get this thing cleaned up. Obviously I'm not entering it for any sort of beauty contest, so I just want to get it at least halfway decent so it's mine and it's clean, you know. So we'll do that and then we'll get to work on that thing. Alright, I think that'll about do it for what I'm looking for, at least. We'll get this thing loaded up and I'll be all set, ready to use. Thinking these guys definitely gotta be on there somehow. I just don't know where yet. Like, I don't necessarily want to keep these in a drawer, you know? But I plan on using the top as like a work surface. So I don't want to put, that's kind of why I wanted the slide one. So I don't know. But we'll find a place for these. Perfect. This was my biggest fear, was this not fitting. Definitely gonna do top used cans of schmutz and brake clean. Sort that out better later. Can add more cans, maybe some primer, some just plain black paint or something like that. That'll be nice. So I also think I just got this thing and I'm really excited about it. I'm not sure, you know, I got a really good deal on Marketplace on it. I think I spent like $100 some odd, 120 bucks on it. With the battery, which was cool. Probably won't be keeping a 3 amp on here, but I think maybe my power tools can go on the bottom shelf because it's open. I'm gonna be getting to it a lot, you know. That's what I use the most, is what I'm trying to say. I want what I use the most to be the most accessible, you know. Like this. I use this all the time. Bottom shelf. This is another tool that I love that I bought used, which I use way too much, and it is now, you see that? Focus on this, not me. It's slipping, so I gotta figure this one out. I'm not sure why it's doing that, but from what I can see, everything, you know, in here is relatively simple, so we'll take it apart one day and see if we can fix it. For now, it's going on the shelf. Okay, this is good for now. I don't want to spend the whole day doing this, but I'm hoping I get as much use out of this thing as I think I'm going to, and that it's, you know, gonna work out as well as I want it to. I just don't know if that's gonna be the case or not, but I can always post it for sale and get a better one day. Who knows? Okay, so this thing, I want to get that plow on there. I know it's an international plow. It's for a Cub Cadet. I just don't know. You know, it's a narrow frame Cub Cadet, to my knowledge. It's a 71. I think they were made in the 60s. That plow I just bought secondhand. It didn't come with the actual tractor, but I gotta find a way. It doesn't just bolt up, so I gotta find a way to make that work. So from what I'm seeing, I already started taking like this front plate off here, and from what I'm seeing, these little nipples here, there's one on this side, one on this side, and then at the end of the plow over there, those slip up under the frame. So from what I'm seeing, I need to get these to slip into here. I can't remember exactly where it was, but I don't want to, I feel like it'll be easier if I just hack these nipples off and drill a hole and then bolt it. That way I can just, whenever I want, I can throw this up here, you know, on the frame. I can throw it up, through bolt it, and be done. So I'd call me a hack. I don't know. I feel like it'll be easier done that way than how it's laid out at the moment. And I don't know. Maybe it's the plow that I have. Maybe it's not specifically meant for this tractor, like I said. But that is the plan. That's what we're gonna do, so we can get ready to shove some snow. I think it should be fun to mess around with that little thing. The other thing that I got to do with this is this didn't come with a gas tank. It was missing a gas tank and a carb. So right now I have the gas tank sitting on that little 4x4 post, which isn't the smartest thing, so we got to fix that too. Probably not during this project though, so we'll get to it. Starting off strong with the instead of cotter keys, we got nails holding that in, but I believe the goal is we're going to bolt the plow to this bracket, which basically holds these pulleys for the PTO, which are locked solid at the moment, but we'll work on those later. Like I said, the goal of the video for the time being is just to get the plow on, and then I still got a restoration in itself for this thing. I mean, I'm not gonna paint it and make it look pretty, but the wheels are painted black, and I'd rather have the classic like off-white CUB Cadet color. Give it a nice pressure washing at some point, and actually mount the gas tank, stuff like that. But for now, it's running. I haven't started in a while, but I think it's running. And we'll get the plow on it just so we can have some fun with it. So, yeah, we'll get to work and see where this goes. I'm gonna let that hang for now, so it kind of has that swivel to it, and then move on to, now you can kind of get a better idea of what I'm looking for here, because as of now, with this here, you know, it's got the right width, but I don't know how you slip in the 2 pins. So I'm still thinking I hack those off, drill a hole in it and through bolt it. I think that'll work nice. So we're cutting. Safety first. Okay, so I think I'm gonna, these are pretty heavy, so I think I'm going to kind of grind them down a little bit so I have less material to drill through. Yeah. Hello, baby. These sparks feel real good running down the back of my neck. I'm sure I'm about to eat this blade. Thinking as I'm doing this, I could probably just punch those out rather than drilling them out, so we'll try that. All right, let's see. Oh, you barely even had to try. Let's go reverse. Oh, perfect. All right. I don't know why I wasn't thinking that was gonna work. It's just welded in there. I don't know. Stupid. Stupid. Hi, lady girl. Thank you. Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. Look at how pretty this dog is. Say hello, honey. You like the camera? Lady. Alright. These, which came off of the truck behind me, or behind you, I should say, should work. Oh, beauty. Beauty. So we'll take those for a trip on the old wire wheel and slap them on. This thing is chewed up. Yeah. Just rust. But she'll work. For that thing, anyway. That one's not Alright, let's see if this thing will slip in there. Okay. Still unsure as to how this goes together, but pretty sure I don't need this bracket on here. Yes, you do. Which would make sense. I got the back kind of half shoved into place. So I think if I take this bracket off and then go from there, I might be a little bit closer. See this? This was throwing me for a loop this whole time. This bracket here, these little wings, this one is bent in that way. This one is bent way out that way. So, I think what I'm gonna do is, oh yeah, this thing is twisted now that I'm really looking at this. So I think I might heat this up and kind of bang her back into place. I say back into place, I don't even know, I might be doing it the opposite way, but again, I'm just putting this on how it makes sense to me, however it's you know, goes on the quickest. So I'm gonna bend these tabs back and see if it'll slide up into place from there. You know, if I were smart, I would take out these cotter pins and take the plow head off. Maybe we'll do that. Oh, you're kidding. This is welded on there too. What's the point of the... I don't understand this. I really don't. I don't know how to explain this. Everything's like cotter pinned together and it's, you know, but this bar is welded on here. Like, this isn't going anywhere. How do you get it off? How do you get it off? Oh, it's still hot. Anyway. Help me. I don't understand. Like, I don't know if welding it on was an afterthought, or, driving me bonkers. Alright, so we're not doing that. Now, let's be clear, I say all that, and then, like the stupid idiot that I am, I put the cotter pins back in, because they're holding something. I don't know. Okay, now that I got this flipped upside down, and I'm looking at this thing, I just, something about this whole thing, you see the booger welds in here, something about this whole thing is a little homemade, like a little off, something wrong.
Something wrong?
So, I don't know, now I don't feel so bad about hacking this thing up and making it work the way I want it to work, so we're going back to plan A, and we're just gonna get this thing on here. It's starting to rain, actually. It's funny, it's 40 degrees today, 42, but by I think 2 a.m. it's supposed to be 1 degree, 2 degrees, so the snow's coming. The snow is coming. Oh, it's coming. It may very well be not coming, but as Donald Trump once said,
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
So we're gonna prepare for it anyway. I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be ice. but hey, it's all worth it in the end, right? By the way, this isn't political. I'm not a Trumper. You can be, but I just go the way the wind blows me, and that's a funny video. Enough of that nonsense, it's time to get back to work. Alright, let's give this another try. Alright, that's in. Oh, you're kidding. You see that? You can't see it. I don't have enough room. Okay. Here's where I'm at. I think with this bracket back on, you recognize this one, I've taken it on and putting it off, taking it on, putting it off.
What?
I've put it on, taken it off 3 times now. So this bracket is back on. I think that if I bend these back in, because one was bent out before, so it's kind of throwing me for a loop. So if I straighten these out and bend them back in, I'm thinking it'll slip up here, and actually I can bolt it through this hole here. So we're going to give that a shot, and I'll check back in. Let's try this one more time. Yeah, my problem is it's just twisted. The frame is just so twisted, which is why it's making it so difficult to put it on. Remember when I said I didn't think this was made for this? It is. Fits perfect. But it's still booger welded up and all mashed up, so I would have never gotten that with those pins on there. That just wouldn't. I have a feeling it's like the way it's supposed to be is it's like a series of pins that you slide into place and then cotter key in, and they must have just welded all up together in place. And that is what was screwing me over. So let's get this thing bolted up and finish this up. This side isn't lining up on the top bolt, but it's one bolt, and it's not like I'm running this thing every day, so I'm gonna leave it. And the other side's in, so we're gonna call that one good enough for what it is and move on. And now I gotta get this hand crank on, lifts up the blade and sets it back down. It runs from here back to here, which, I don't know, we're gonna see. Again, this is another piece where I don't know, it's bent up, don't know if it's really meant for this, so we're gonna see if this works. Listen, there's that old saying, if it works, is it really a dumb idea? And I am by no means putting this solution up there with that statement, because this is just blatantly dumb. It's not permanent, it's temporary. I just want to preface. So we've got this bracket that holds this end of your rod that runs back to your lever, and that's what lifts this up. Which, by the way, I'm lifting, so it's working. Here's the deal. This is my temporary solution. I got some wire and a hose clamp. I'm not proud of what I'm doing here, but for now it's gonna hold. I'm losing daylight. I don't have the proper bracketry, so this is what we're gonna roll with. That's my man, and I'm gonna stick by him.
This is your man.
Yes, that's mine. And,
that's what.
So we'll see if the snow comes. If it does, we're gonna give this thing a rip. I think it'll be fun, and we'll roll with it. And later on, we'll do a proper day with this old girl and get her looking nice. Well, that didn't work out. It's the day after, or the next. There's still snow on the ground, but I couldn't keep that thing running for more than 30 seconds. I didn't have an air cleaner for the carb. It's just a eBay special as well, so I'm not really sure carb settings and stuff like that. I also brought up the fact that I hadn't had the fuel tank mounted yet, so it's just kind of wobbling around in there. So went on the Book of Faces, picked up this parts motor. So I'll rob the air cleaner off that. Hopefully that'll work. I know it's not the same exact model as what's in the International, but we'll make it work and see if we can get this thing running. Not the worst I've seen. Gasket's in good shape. Yep, that's the one I need. So I got this thing for a couple reasons. The main being this filter housing. They go for like $50 on eBay, and I just picked up this whole thing, even though, I mean, it didn't come with a head or anything, but it's got a lot of parts that I want, and I got it for $30 cash right down the street. Go pick it up and you're done. So Pallies, go on the Facebook Marketplace. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can get on there just by buying things and as a complete piece. Even if it's not working, you can get a lot of good useful parts off of that, but I'm sure a lot of you know that by now. So, but I wanted this. That was the main thing. I'd like to even use an original carb. I mean, I don't know, even though that one's new, it's chintzy. It was like $12 on eBay or Amazon. I can't remember where I got it. So at some point I'll probably clean this one up. I mean, it is locked solid, but I can clean this one up and use that instead of that eBay special. Even just this little bracket here I'm going to pull off because I'm using baling twine or something over there on mine. I used a piece of wire or something. Can rob a screw off of this thing. There's a lot of things that you can get creative with. So even though it's not the exact make and model, rob some parts off of it, make some good use out of 30 bucks, you know. Now, this is strictly temporary. However, I do have a slight fear that if it works well enough, it'll be permanent. So, we're gonna do it. I had every intention of just throwing a couple tacks on there, but somehow I just decided to throw a couple beads in and make it real complicated on myself, you know, if I ever do decide to, you know, install the actual gas tank. So, but hey, I just a little bit of square tubing and just a bead there and a bead there just to hold it in place, and that gives it, the tank, enough clearance. It'll probably be rusting a little bit on that spark plug, but like I said, it's temporary. So, well, here's where we're at. It's cold. That's a given. But I ran it for a little bit. It was running really weak. I just think tearing this carb open, looking at it, it looks like that tank I'm using is just spitting some stuff in it, and it's enough to clog her up. So clean it up. I had a filter on it, which is why I'm not sure why that's happening, but clean it up, throw it back on, see what happens. Well, it's springtime. No, I'm kidding, but all the snow is melted. Christmas, holidays, family time got in the way, and by the time that was all wrapped up, all the snow was gone. But what are you gonna do? I got this thing figured out. My fault. I had the float set to low in the carb. It wasn't letting enough fuel into the bowl. So that explains why it was, you know, it would run for a little bit and then it would die off until it had enough fuel back in the bowl. Makes sense. So, got it running again. We'll take it for a little spin, and next time it snows, then I'll post another video of actually using the plow. Till then, I'll leave you with a little clip of me towing this thing around the yard, and I'll see you guys next time. Like and subscribe if you could. Really help me out. I should have the next video out in about a week. I'm going to rebuild the carb off of that Kohler engine that I picked up off of Marketplace. That thing is frozen solid, so we'll see if we can get it back in working condition and throw it on the CUB Cadet. So we'll go from there. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Oh, probably couldn't hear that, but my ankle just cracked. Getting old, getting old. Okay.
Bye.